What's going on YouTube? Hopefully this audio is clear. But currently in my backyard, just kicking it, soaking in nature a little bit. It was raining the other day, so I'm outside right now. Most of my videos are made inside, so yeah. But right now, the lesson that I'm learning, and it's a constant loop or just a loop of that lesson itself, is that time is revealing and showing me that it takes even more time with a great amount of focus for you to see results in anything. Excuse me. So like sometimes like the thought of a shortcut happening or a shortcut being taken comes to mind, but I think that's like a negative way of thinking, honestly. Like if you think of a shortcut, there is no shortcuts. So you're trying to find a way out of a step that has to be taken. And I don't think there's shortcuts, but I think there's just like efficient ways of doing things that will hmm, not necessarily speed up the process, but make it feel as if it's not taking as long, if that makes sense. Like for example, if you schedule uploads, like you can make like 5 videos in one day. Now you have 5 videos or a video for each day of the week, Monday through Friday. Or you can make 8 videos in one day, and now you have an upload for the week and the weekends. But that's like an efficient way rather than doing a video every day, which I do for this channel, but I'm not consistent with that. As far as like long formatted videos, it's more so like my shorts is basically hitting the topics of like what we think about. And most of those topics came from like The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, because that's what I'm reading about right now. And that's why I wanted to talk about the time thing. Like, because I'm 24 years old. So right now is just a period in life for 20-year-olds like myself to cultivate a skill and just learn as much as possible, you know, stay out of trouble, like the fundamental things of life, because those are skills. Learning how to respect people, respecting people's space, using your time wisely, because all that's going to be sharpened even more in your 30s for some reason. I think those are like laws in the universe. Like everybody adapts at certain times or learns things at certain times because everybody's on their own timeline from what I'm thinking. It's a theory, but not really. I think it's true. I think that's a fact. Everybody's on their own timeline. We're all living under the sun and the moon, but the timing on which we learn certain things is different. Some people don't get on their purpose or understand their purpose until they're like old, like 40. There's no guarantee on when you get on your purpose and focus on it intensely. And your purpose could be a, a plethora of things. Like nobody has a set purpose, I don't believe. In the moment it is a set purpose, but when you zoom out and look at the timeline of some people's life, they committed to different things throughout their life, and they made purposes throughout their whole life. So it's purposes, but in the moment or within a certain time span of their life, they were focused on one purpose. Because we live many lives, meaning we switch identities often. depending on what we're interested in, you know? And it's just like you're one person, but you have one vessel, but the information you're constantly consuming and the interest that you gravitate to, you embody that. Like, you know what I mean? And like I said, you're one person, but you embody something, and then you focus on it so much that you don't really box yourself in. But the amount of focus that you need is like you don't have anything left over as far as focus. Like you don't have anything left over to look somewhere else or be interested in anything else. You have to be focused on that one thing, and it may take time, and it will take time. So during that time, your identity not necessarily shaped around it, but it's like to a degree it is. It's like your identity is warped around it from what I'm understanding. And people, you can comment below like I need feedback on this, because it's like people who don't have an identity, it's like they haven't committed to anything. And I know that's a law to not commit to something, but there's partial commitment to it. You know, you're not fully committed to it, but it's like a little bit of commitment. It feels like you're going all the way in, but then there's a break off, if that makes sense. So I can focus on cinema, like making movies and directing it, and that may not be a lifelong thing. Like it may take 20 years, but that's 20 years of life. I still have more life after that. So then I jump into something else. So um I committed to cinema and making movies for a portion of my life, a portion. And that goes back to the time aspect of things. And I'm kind of just like, because my brain is semi foggy, but I'm able to grab thoughts here and there, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, but everything takes time, you know, and that's where I'm at right now, getting a true understanding of it, really living in it, accepting it. It all takes time. I remember when I first started working out, I knew what I wanted to look like. At the same time, though, it was already in my mind that it was going to take time. Cause at I want to say at 20, cause I'm 24 now, so like 22, I was doing calisthenics. It was just body weight stuff, push ups, dips, pull ups. Well, I didn't have a pull up bar at the time, but I was just doing push ups, sit ups, and dips. So yeah, that was 2022. Then 2023, that's when I got into weight training, and now we're in 2024. And weight training, I really like weight training. Weight training feels good. Like calisthenics is cool, but I decided to go in the gym because what I was told at the end of during the whole 2022 was like, if you want to really put on mass, you got to start lifting weights. And you can put on mass by doing calisthenics, but the level I was at, I wasn't satisfied. One, which we would never be truly satisfied with anything. There's more. There's always more to accomplish, more to do. But when I was doing calisthenics, I was like, man, like I was getting tone, but I wasn't really looking for tone. I was looking for like mass mixed with tone, like being lean but having mass at the same time. Kind of like now, like I have mass and I'm toned, but there's still more to improve and more room to grow, which I want to get to at least like 215. 215. I think I look solid at 215 because I have a split. You know, I'm not hitting just upper body. I hit legs too. I hit everything. Um, and I'm a decent size right now. I'm like 187. So I just know I need to go into a calorie surplus, and you know, which I do now is cardio, stairmaster at the end of my workouts. But you kind of like learn as you go, and that's another thing too, is just learning as you go, and that's what the real time is. and focus is put in, it's just the learning as you go, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on in this video, is the time aspect of things. I feel like I'm gonna talk about it again because that's something that everybody's facing. Everybody wants the whole rundown on how things need to go as soon as they, you know what I'm saying? They want the whole spiel, how to do it A to Z. And it just don't work like that. You know what I mean? And the older I get and become more aware of it, I can't run away from it because my eyes are open to it. And my mind is like just set on the fact that I know it now. Like once you're exposed to information, you can't really like ditch it. You know what I mean? It's there to stay. It's on the surface. It's right there. You just grab it. So my mind, once it's open to something, it's kind of just there. And you got the ability to ignore it and kind of like bury it a little bit, but it'll always be there depending on what you decide to focus on intensely. But time. Time is a wonderful thing. Time is the magic elixir. There's no magic elixir. But if it is one, it's time. Time heals, kills, grants, and denies. It's an interesting thing, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, Hopefully the light wasn't like messing the video up because it's like the sun is setting like right here. Not setting, but it's like sitting right here. You can kind of see it beaming in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Um, this is kind of just like an open discussion, really. You know, open discussion about time, but it's more on my mind, and I'll try to like just formulate a video, just kind of just set up the camera and start recording, not really think about what I'm about to say, and just go for it. So my next upload, I'll be a little bit more precise on what I want to talk about, somewhat of a frame or outline. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm out of here.